Hey everybody, it's Jane from Norman S. Wright and NSW PEP. In the last video, I talked about UPSs and how they use batteries for when the power grid goes down. So this week, let's talk about the different types of batteries they can use. Let's get started. As a quick reminder, the UPS is there to provide power to the equipment in case the power is interrupted. It's basically a battery backup designed to work quickly and for short periods of time. The battery is the heart of the UPS. The type of battery you choose can affect the reliability, maintenance, and cost. So let's make some room and talk about the different battery types. Let's start with the flooded vented lead acid VLA battery. This is the traditional lead acid battery that you would have in your car. I won't go into all the details, but lead acid batteries use an internal chemical reaction between lead plates and sulfuric acid to produce electricity. It kind of looks like this. There's an anode and a cathode, which are lead, and an electrolyte, which is a diluted sulfuric acid. In a flooded lead acid battery, the diluted sulfuric acid is just liquid in the battery. You might hear them called wet cell batteries for this reason. If you've ever had an old car, you might remember having to check the battery levels in your car battery and having to add water to it. Flooded VLA batteries are not as common now. Let's move this over. Next, we have the valve-regulated lead acid, or VRLA battery. It's the most commonly used UPS battery. The VRLA is a sealed, maintenance-free version of the traditional lead acid battery. It works just like the flooded VLA, but instead of being wet, the electrolyte is absorbed in a plate separator called an absorbent glass mat, AGM, or formed into a gel called a gel cell battery. During the charging process, gas can form and increase the pressure in the battery, make a little bit of room. The flooded VLA has vents to release this pressure. In a VRLA, the valve regulates the internal pressure. Let's move this over one more time. And let's look at lithium-ion batteries. Lithium-ion batteries are growing in popularity. These use lithium ions moving between a graphite anode and a metal oxide cathode. They also have an electrolyte liquid or gel for the ions to move through and a thin separator barrier that prevents short circuits but lets the ions pass through. They also have built-in battery management system, or BMS, that monitors charge, temperature, and battery health. Now let's slide this over and look at some pros and cons of each type. For the flooded VLA, they have a long service life. They can last at least 15 years. They have a high reliability, a lower cost, and high discharge rates. And they're also tolerant to deep discharge. So they can be deeply discharged and recharged repeatedly without as much degradation. Some of the cons are that they require regular maintenance and they require ventilation. There's also this risk of spill and corrosion, and they have a large physical footprint and are heavy, and they have a slower recharge time. Now let's move this over and look at VRLA pros and cons. VRLA batteries have a lower upfront cost and are easy to install and provide predictable performance. On the con side, they have a shorter lifespan, typically 3 to 5 years, and they do have a large footprint and are heavy. They are sensitive to heat as well, so high ambient temperatures can shorten their battery life, and they require ventilation. And let's slide this over one more time to look at lithium-ion. So for the pros, they have a long lifespan. They can last 8 to 10 years or more. They're lightweight and compact. They're up to 70% smaller and lighter than a VRLA battery. They have excellent performance at high temperatures and a faster recharge time. And they have a lower total cost of ownership over time. On the negative side, they do have a higher initial cost, and they are still a newer technology, so in some mission-critical environments, they may not be any long-term data yet. So let's bring everything back on screen. UPS batteries are important to prevent downtime and protect equipment. Which battery type you choose depends on your priorities for your application. If you have any questions or suggestions for future videos, leave them in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.